finish Buckley this weekend, and then wait for the winner of I believe Islam and JDM, which is going to be an incredible fight. Such a great thing now having Islam come up into the division.
Former welterweight champion Kamaru Usman, fresh off a gritty scrap and riding a wave of renewed belief, pointed his finger squarely at Dricus Du Plessis and issued a challenge no fight fan will dare ignore. In another arena of influence, charismatic bantamweight star Sean O'Malley ignited a social media conflagration with former champion Cody Garbrandt, trading barbed insults that threatened to explode into the hottest pay-per-view matchup of the year. And behind the scenes, a beloved veteran, Funky Ben Askren, remains hospitalized in Wisconsin, battling severe pneumonia with an entire community rallying behind him. It's a triad of intrigue, conflict, and concern that no one saw coming, and that every fight fan is now watching with bated breath. Over the next several minutes, we'll dive deep into each storyline, tracing every twist from its roots to its potential impact, unraveling the motivations behind the mic blasts, the strategic gamesmanship primed to shift divisions, and the human stories that remind us why we fell in love with this sport in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a massive honor and privilege to be a part of that group. And if you look at guys like Kamaru, Francis, and Israel, absolute greats in the sport, and now Dricus Du Plessis era.
Buckle up. This is the moment the MMA landscape permanently shifts. 3 years ago, Kamaru Usman exploded onto the UFC scene with an iron will and relentless wrestling, steamrolling opponents to claim the welterweight crown. He reigned supreme with 9 straight victories, pulverizing challengers with surgical precision and earning his nickname, the Nigerian Nightmare. But the sport is unforgiving, and in his last 3 outings, he suffered back-to-back defeats few saw coming. First, a razor-close dethronement by Leon Edwards, then a shock TKO loss to Gilbert Burns, and most recently, a split decision war against Jorge Masvidal. Whispers swirled that the once indomitable star was fading, his prime seemingly slipped away. Yet instead of retreating, he immersed himself in redemption, extended jiu-jitsu sessions in Brazil, cardio drills at altitude camps, and late-night strategy meetings with his corner.
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
You can't finish me.
I can't finish you.
Nope.
Give me 30 more seconds in the first fight and I would have finished you. Correct?
Shut up. No, you wouldn't.
You forgot? You want to watch the replays?
You held me for 2 rounds. I watched.
You want to watch the replays? I held your hand.
On Fight Week in Atlanta, he embraced an old-school mentality. Put in the work and let the results speak. Then, at a packed press gathering, voice calm but eyes blazing, he issued the most daring call-out of his career. Dricus Du Plessis, the middleweight phenom, was publicly challenged. The viral clip rippled across social feeds. The former king was not done yet, and he knew exactly which opponent he wanted next. Across the cage sat Dricus Du Plessis, a 29-year-old whirlwind from Pretoria, whose rise has been meteoric. 14 straight wins, including 5 stoppages in the UFC, showcasing a perfect blend of explosive Muay Thai and wrestling savvy. Du Plessis had just dethroned Robert Whittaker to claim the middleweight crown, sending shockwaves through the division, and spoke of plans to unify titles and elevate African MMA globally. When Usman's visage appeared on Du Plessis' phone mid-press conference, the champion arched an eyebrow in bemusement. Usman didn't mince words. I beat his division, now I'm coming up to beat this one. If you want real legitimacy, you'll fight me next. Cameras zoomed in as Du Plessis paused, a flash of respect and calculation on his face. The young title holder recognized the magnitude of this challenge, a clash of MMA royalty transcending simple rivalry.
Yeah, it was good. He caught him with a good shot and he was able to jump on him and get the finish. It was a good sequence. I think him versus Israel should be an interesting fight. But of course,
In that instant, every analyst, journalist, and hardcore fan realized we were on the cusp of a generational showdown. 2 African legends, each at his peak yet still hungry, about to script a chapter remembered for decades. That electrifying exchange instantly dominated headlines and set social media ablaze. As the echo of that challenge faded, whispers spread of a blueprint that might shock the sport. Usman's vision to conquer not 1, but 2 weight classes. Insiders reveal he plans to finish Du Plessis, then call out Islam Makhachev or Jack Tank Della Maddalena for the undisputed welterweight crown, creating an unprecedented scramble for 2 belts. Behind closed doors, his team has mapped out an aggressive 9-month campaign, post-Atlanta recovery in an African training camp, strategic media appearances to build global hype, and a targeted promotional tour across the Middle East with UFC brass.
And I love Islam. Islam's a great fighter. I think that's something that we will both remember forever. Win that and go ahead and probably vacate, go up.
Sources close to the Usman camp describe daily morning film study sessions, dissecting Du Plessis tape frame by frame to uncover pacing clues and striking tendencies, while afternoons are reserved for high-altitude runs to rebuild his signature cardio edge. The intent is clear: forge a path from redemption to absolute dominance, forcing the UFC into a high-stakes war of contracts and PPV projections. For Usman, it's not just about vanquishing a middleweight champion, it's about cementing his legacy as the greatest fighter of his era. The man who once bulldozed a stacked 170-pound pecking order now plots an audacious career arc MMA has never seen. Meanwhile, in the bantamweight battleground, Sean "Sugar" O'Malley's swagger had always been part of his allure. A neon-haired provocateur who backed brash confidence with pinpoint striking. After his jaw-dropping upset loss to Marlon "Cheeto" Vera, complicated by a lingering rib injury, O'Malley withdrew, trading TikTok taunts for quiet Hawaii retreats, where he studied yoga and breathing. Publicly, he announced life overhauls, quitting smoking, overhauling his diet, and embracing mental coaching.
I'll weigh in tomorrow at 25 and fight you at 35 and still kick your ass.
That's how stupid you are. Why would you?
Easy. Your easy work.
Dana, can me and Cody square up just for the future?
Please, let's do it. We'll do it right
Let's
now.
square up.
His documentary-style social media rollout was polished, his commentary reflective, yet pundits wondered if these were genuine changes or mere PR. Star power remained intact, merch sales spiked and sponsors clamored, but some doubted if Sugar could recapture the lethal angles that made him a two-division contender. Then came a blistering barb from former champion Cody Garbrandt. Next time he should have kept smoking because, Garbrandt sneered, it made him dangerous. The insult stung, rekindling an old rivalry, but O'Malley let the criticism simmer until this week, when he finally snapped back with a teaser that promised fireworks. Garbrandt's jabs were more than personal, they stung a divisional nerve. At a recent media scrum in Atlanta, Garbrandt leaned into the mic and, with a sardonic grin, mused that O'Malley peeks fresh off the vape, insisting a lit cigarette had added unpredictability to his footwork. The room buzzed with laughter, but O'Malley's corner stiffened. Video clips of Garbrandt's dig went viral, each share adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah, he should have kept smoking because he looked like shit. But yeah, whatever he had to do, you know. Sometimes, you know, you lose and you try to reinvent yourself and find yourself. And at the end of the day, man, like,
O'Malley didn't respond immediately. Instead, he dropped an Instagram teaser, a black and white shadow of him jabbing a heavy bag with the caption, "Light this up." His management hinted at a co-main event clash slated for the fall. Behind the scenes, lawyers and agents are negotiating an agreement, while gamblers already adjust odds on FightNight.com. The narrative is intoxicating. The brash New Age champion versus the gritty veteran with something to prove, each with a contrasting approach to lifestyle and training. As the tension mounts, it's clear this beef is no backstage rivalry. It's morphing into the show stealer fans have been clamoring for. The timeline for the showdown is being whispered in fight corridors. A November pay-per-view card in Las Vegas, with a rematch clause for O'Malley if he misses weight and a reversion clause for Garbrandt if he does. Both camps plan simultaneous social campaigns. O'Malley teasing slow-motion KO highlight reels. Garbrandt dropping throwback clips of the blitzkrieg left hook that once stole a title.
He did keep getting knocked out. I mean, he got knocked out 3 times in a row.
That's
Two
what
of
I'm
them were in a
saying.
TJ Dillashaw who was using EPO. Who knows how those fights played out, if they played out differently. Who knows? He'll be at the fight week.
Analysts predict this could shatter bantamweight PPV records, rivaling legendary grudge matches. Beyond the numbers, there's stylistic intrigue. Will O'Malley's newly refined defensive matrix nullify Garbrandt's headhunting precision, or will the veteran's psychological edge crumble the younger man's composure? As buildup intensifies, every journalist, every podcaster, every Reddit thread dissects frame by frame the nuances of their past performances. When the bell finally rings, this won't be just a fight. It will be a testament to reinvention versus tradition, bravado versus technique, and the indomitable will that defines every true champion. On the flip side of the octagon drama lies a sobering reality. Ben "Funky" Askren, the former Olympic wrestler turned MMA sensation whose slick grappling artistry earned championships in Bellator and one championship, is fighting not for a belt but for his life. Best remembered for that blink-and-you-miss-it knockout in 5 seconds, Askren stunned the world and cemented a legacy in UFC history.
and Sean O'Malley, you know, I really want to whoop his ass. That's a fight that's looming. hopefully could possibly be my next one. If I stay, for sure.
That would be a big money
Yeah.
fight.
Earlier this month, during downtime after a Las Vegas promotion, he was admitted to a Wisconsin hospital with severe pneumonia, so aggressive that DC described it as the hardest I've ever seen him hit his toughest battle. Fans awoke to Daniel Cormier's tearful YouTube update. Askren, beloved for his quick wit and signature post-fight interviews, was having a rough go. Hooked up to oxygen and surrounded by his wife, Amy, and family, social media erupted. # Pray for Ben and # Funky Strong trended globally, while former teammates launched fundraisers to cover mounting medical bills. The fighter who once overwhelmed opponents with athleticism now battles every breath, reminding us how fragile life can be, even for those who seem invincible. Just when fans thought they understood the situation, Daniel Cormier took to X to clarify that Askren was not home in Wisconsin, but still in the hospital, correcting earlier confusion and underscoring the precariousness of his condition. DC emphasized that Askren remains under close medical supervision, cautioning against premature optimism.
That night that we did the episode of Funky and the Champ, the last one, Ben was complaining about some issues. He had some infections. He had a really tough time when he went to that convention in Vegas. He was stuck there for a while.
Meanwhile, supporters have flooded the hospital with messages and artwork lining the hallways, a testament to the community he built through years of podcast banter and unpredictable entrances at weigh-ins. His own social feeds have stayed dark, save for a late-night Instagram story featuring a simple thumbs up and the caption, "Funky Strong," offering a flicker of hope. Sources reveal doctors are debating transferring him to a specialized respiratory unit for advanced treatment, an aggressive plan challenging his stamina but offering the best chance at a full recovery. Every update now feels like a lifeline in this tense vigil. As the MMA world collectively holds its breath, tributes have poured in. Former champions donating part of their purses, gyms organizing spinning classes in his honor, and fans stitching together a playlist of Askren's greatest moments, his stare downs, his wrestling clinics, his unfiltered post-fight banter. Even UFC executives issued a joint statement praising his contributions and pledging to cover uncovered medical costs. Rumors swirl of a benefit event, a hybrid seminar and fan meet where proceeds funnel directly to his care. On social media, a new Funky Strong merchandise line is selling out within hours. Proceeds again earmarked for his recovery. While doctors stress patience and emphasize rest over marathon streaming sessions, the collective energy of an entire fight family has coalesced around him, reminding us that beyond the spectacle of punches and submissions, MMA is at its core a tight-knit community. As updates trickle in each hour, one thing remains certain. Whether he's back on the mat soon or takes longer to heal, Ben Askren's spirit and unbreakable grit will continue to inspire fighters and fans alike.